Masechet Sanhedrin Daf Mem Bet Amud Aleph, 25 lines down by two dots. Today's daf is sponsored by Anonymous in the Zechut of Bnei Israel. Okay, Gemara says, when the Mishnah mentioned that if one witness says that it happened in the 12th, in the second hour, the other one says it happened in the third hour, it works. It only applies by the hours of the day. One has said it happened before sunrise, one witness said it happened after sunrise, it doesn't work. What's the pshita? Of course it doesn't work. It's two different, completely different looking times outside. No, even if one witness says it happened before sunrise, the other witness that happened in the middle. It's also obvious, two different times. Where it says no Malatim, you might think it's okay, it should work because maybe one witness is standing at the glow before sunrise. He thought that it's the sun itself, and therefore he thought it was already sunrise started. And Kamashmalan, we say no, not people are not gonna make that type of mistake, and therefore it's batel. The next part of the Mishnah says that we examine the first witness and the second witness. The Mishnah mentioned that they deliberate that day. And then if one student says, "I know something that can make him patur," we put him on the bench for that day. The says only that day. But Tanya, if the student had a good point to his words, he'll never go down. But he had no substance to his words, and you're right, he does not go down the entire dish because otherwise it'll be embarrassing for him. They'll bring him up. They say, no, what you said is not good. Let's put him down. So therefore, we don't leave him down. We don't leave him. We don't put him down right away. We let him stay for the rest of the day. Marbe, we say. So the Quran says, if if uh if he does have something good, he stays there forever, not just that day. Our Mishnah is referring to a case where if he brought a point that wasn't a good point, you let him stay for the day, and that's it. Then you bring him down the next day. Matsudos included they found a reason to make him patur. Make him patur that day. If not, they bring the next day. They don't drink wine. How come we don't drink wine? Play on the words of Raz, which is the secrets. Those who are involved in the judgments and the secrets of the world should not be drunk. Okay, next part of Mishnah. They found a reason to make them patur. Let's do it. If not, they add judges. If they say I don't know or it's not enough, they add judges. What if they keep on not agreeing? Even after 71. The Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yachav, they make him patur. They also say, making patur. The Gemara says, Amar lifted if you have 35 36 that can't convict, we just said that if you don't, you should wait for them to change their minds to make him fully patur. But if you can't, to make him patur. So there's no way to make him chayav, just make him patur from the beginning. The Gemara says, the reason is, we don't want them to walk out of Betin without a decision. It doesn't look good. Betin couldn't come to a decision. That's why we try that first. The conversion. But if we wanted to add judges from 23 to 71, lifted him, Betin, come on, Bish make Matur Mish right away. If, according to Yosef, 23 can get a good judgment, you don't add it patur right away, unlike the Mishnah, which says you go to 71. If one person can say about money cases that the case became old, they don't remember the they don't say about the capital cases that it becomes old. Mine is the kin, I think, reason it became old. Elam Akash didn't mean that the case is difficult, and therefore you should delay it. The verdict, if the opposite should be the case, that you delay the capital cases and not the monetary cases. Epoch means the opposite. Yes, you delay the capital cases if you're not sure. No, you don't switch the cases. But minus the game doesn't mean that it became old. It was decided wisely. The Gemara says, no question, 1 second. If the biggest judge says that the case became old, so let's explain the two versions. If it makes sense to say that the case meant that it was wisely decided, I know that's why the top judge says it. But if it's the most difficult, if you're saying that the case is difficult, the version that said that the case is difficult and you can't decide, why is the most Hashub judge saying it? It's embarrassing for him to say that. Where it says, in, yes, it's better for him to announce that it's the difficult judgment than to have a different judge saying it, and everybody turns to him because they know he's the most prominent judge. Therefore, the most prominent judge should be the one saying that it is difficult. You could have a different version. Yeah, if you want to say it makes sense to say that the case is difficult. I know the end of the domain. That's why the most top judge says it because he's better to embarrass yourself than embarrass by others. And like, yeah, but if you want to say that it's why is it decided? So the top judge to say, yeah, we did a good job. That's not good either. Someone else should praise you, not your own. Don't praise yourself. Why we want the judge to praise himself? The Gemara says, judge announcement for Bedin is different. The Agdol Rama, because everything falls in the top judge. And therefore, later on, earlier rather, when they finish the verdict, they bring in litigants. Each opponent has a chayav. The top judge announces what the verdict is. Patur chayav. And therefore, we see that the top judge should make all announcements, including the fact that they have a good judgment. New perek. Nigmar Hadin, if the verdict was finished and the guy is guilty, Motzio Tolas they take him out to stone him. The stoning, the bet the place where they stone him was outside Betin. Shneimar Hotel and take out the guy who cursed. Pasuk says regarding the guy who was stoned, he had to get stoned, they took him out. He cursed Hashem. One guy stands at Betin's door with a flag in hand. Another horse is within sight, able to travel from there. That's vision of the guy with the flag. If someone says in Bedin, I have an idea of making patur, the guy by the door waves his flag as a signal, and the horse with the rider chases down the people walking with the accused, and they stop him and bring him back. Even the guy says, I have a reason to pick myself patur. The guy himself can bring a proof for himself. To bring him back. Even 4 or 5 times as long as he has a good point. You can't just bring him back for nothing. Okay. Mishnah said that the stoning area was right outside Betin. But we know about Tana, but it says but the stoning place was outside all 3 camps of Bnei Israel, which is far, because that initially before by Moshe Rabbeinu, it used to be there was 3 camps. Moshe, Levi, Israel. Outside, everywhere. So it's massive. That's how far he's leaving. Where's in Gemara? Yes, it was. Why did the Mishnah mention that it should be just outside the courthouse, even though it was farther? Because it's different hidush. Let's say Betin was outside the 3 camps already. You should put the stoning place outside Betin. So that Betin doesn't look like they're trying to murder someone immediately. If they're outside 3 camps, meant to murder him inside Betin. No, make it outside. Put some distance. In our different answer, so you have to give him time to be rescued. Put some space between Betin and the place, even if Betin's outside the 3 camps already, put some space to give the guy a chance to be saved. I know that's outside 3 camps. Then Rabbi says, you should remove the guy who cursed Hashem outside Betin, outside the camp. Refers to outside all 3 camps. Who says all 3 outside 3 camps? Maybe also only outside 1 camp. It says over here outside the camp by the guy who cursed Hashem. Also mentioned outside the guys when we burn the bulls. We also says outside the camp. Over there was 3 camps. Also over here outside 3 camps. Parts of the bottom and I know over there by the bulls. It mentions 3 camps. Outside the camp. Is that outside 3 camps? It will be 1 camp. So how do we know? It says outside by the Para Eda, it mentions bring it outside the camp. You didn't have to mention that. You don't mention that you burn it outside. Therefore, you have to add camp 2. Then it says the 3rd time regarding the ashes outside the camp. We didn't know that you burn it. Therefore, why is it mentioned again? Therefore, we see over there, you have 3 camps. Okay, so why are you learning from Agzera Shava, from the bull offerings, that you have 3 camps? Maybe learn it from the case of you stone somebody who, someone who slaughters the animal outside the camps of Bnei Israel, brings the korban outside. So it's like over there. If you slaughtered outside 1 camp, so it's over here when it's outside the camp. You still stone them outside 1 camp, not 3. Better to learn it from a place that has the bull, because shekin Because both cases of the bull and the case of the sikila are both doing something properly and does kapara. Sikila mechaper the guy who's chayabita, and the bull mechaper bedin who made a mistake. Whereas opposite. Learn from the case of the guy who slaughters outside one camp. Then it should be one camp. Shekan, why is it similar? Adam chote bin shema pigul. It's talking about a guy who's sinned, a person, a guy who sinned, and so taking a life of both cases have taking a life. The guy who killed someone, or the guy who slaughtered outside the camp, and also talking about a case of pigul. They did something improperly. So the guy did something improperly, and the guys in the case of shutechutz, the guy did something improperly. He slaughtered outside. Where it says makshir mashir, we should we learn rather from a case where something is prepared for something else prepared, right? So we prepare the same way we prepare the guy who prepared the animal, the case of the bulls for the mitzvah. So to the case of the sikila is prepared as well, unlike the case of shutechutz. Where it says, hold on a second. Let's bring a different proof that it's three machanot. Where did Moshe stand? The Machan Levi is in the camp of Levim. But Menach who's Machan, take him out of that camp. Who's Menach Levi? Only out of the one camp. You see the next passage says that he take him out. Who's Menach Israel? It means they took him out outside Israel, the third camp. The Gemara says, Hami by Asiya. That's not. They said take him out, and then they took him out. That's not two different camps. That's just saying they actually did what they said they were going to do. The Gemara says, no, Asiya behedek tiva. You have a different pasuk that they did it. Ubnei Yisrael asu kasher siva Hashem et Moshe. Bnei Yisrael already did that. So why mention it? Maybe not teach another camp. Gemara says, as the case, why did the next pasuk say, and they stoned him to death with a stone? So if they said Bnei Yisrael already did what Hashem told him to do, why did it mention stone? Seemingly extra also. The Gemara says, teach us something else. They stoned him with a stone. They stoned him. He had to be without clothing. Evan, one stone, with one stone, you stop. You don't kill him with more stones. You don't attack him with more stones. He's already dead. You have to mention one stone and multiple stones. Why? If only mentioning one stone, if he doesn't die through one stone, you should stop and not bring others. Therefore, to bring multiple stones that you kill him with multiple if he didn't die yet. If you only mention multiple stones, maybe you automatically throw at least two. Therefore, if you write one stone, teach you if you try with one, and if it doesn't work, you continue with more. Both ways are needed to teach you that. The Rata Arbiter mentioned outside the camp through Gzer Shava. Why did Rav Papa have to bring a different proof? You brought different Pesukim to teach you outside three machanot. Just use the Gzer Shava. Where it says, Ilu Ne'mar Kamar, if we didn't bring what his proof was, V'achi Kamar. Ilu Ne'mar Kra, we didn't have the Pasuk, Hati Omer Gzer Shava, you went to the Gzer Shava, Achshav Shene'mar Kra, right? Meaning, if it wasn't for the Pasuk, I would have said Gzer Shava. Now that I have the Pasuk, Gzer Shava, I don't need the Gzer Shava. And therefore, Rav Ashi brings a different proof. Moshe Hecha. So basically, there's two ways to learn it: the pasuk and Gzer Shava. Rav Ashi different proof. Moshe Haveti avoid Moshe sitting Machan Levi in the V camp. Amar le Rahmanan the Torah said to make take him out. Chutz Machan Levi Atzim Machan Levi. El Mechus Machan outside the camp. Chutz Machan Israel after Machan Israel. Very similar format. We'll see the change too. Ve'yotzir Meklel. It's to take him out again. La'asiyah. That is just to teach you that he did it, not the actual. Not as another camp. Mar says, Asiya Behedek, we have another person that he did it. Bnei Yisrael asu k'zashet tiva Hashem Moshe. That pasuk need to teach you that you have to lean on the person and you have to push the person. That when you stone somebody, you lean on him and then you push. That's the case, according to you. All these pisukim that we had by the animal that was with the bull that was burnt. How do you explain them? If you're learning everything from here, without Gzer Shava, what do you do with all those pasukim that we have? It's all extra. Mar says, Kasha, good question.